Saint Dominic was born in 1170 in Calatrava, Spain. He was born from Spanish nobility. His father, Felix de Guzman, was the royal warden of the village, kind of like a guardian or a governor. Saint Dominic's mom, Jane of Aza, or better known as Blessed Jane of Aza, was a woman of piety. She was very generous and giving. She would give alms to the poor, sometimes not to the approval of her husband, but nonetheless approved by God, as he miraculously replenished their depleting goods because Blessed Jane was giving them away, like their wine that never seemed to run dry in their cellar. Dominic had a very special heart, just like his mother. He was generous and giving. I would like to give 3 examples of this. First, when he was a student in Palencia, there was a famine in the land, and his heart went out to the starving poor. So what he did was he sold his religious books in order to give to those who were poor and who were in need. And these were not just expensive books. These were very valuable books. At this time, the printing press had not yet been invented, so the books were written, hand-copied very meticulously, and also they were made from animal skins. But St. Dominic says, "I cannot study on dead skins if living ones are perishing." He also tried unsuccessfully to sell himself into slavery in order to liberate those held captive by the Moors. Another example is St. Dominic spending night vigils at church because he was so worried about the salvation of souls, and people would hear him cry out, "What of sinners?" He would speak to Jesus, "What of sinners?" At the age of 25, St. Dominic was ordained to the priesthood. He was also part of the Canons Regular, which basically is a body of clergy that live together in common under a rule of life. St. Dominic's chapter followed the rule of St. Augustine. St. Dominic spent 6 to 7 years living in this lifestyle. And it is here where his heart was really formed and developed, his contemplative spirit was honed, and his ascetical life was deepened.